hits a truck. So he's been shivering and shaking. And so I picked up Brother Anderson. He's here for his daughter's high school graduation that happened this week. And we are going to take a little run down Highway 84 from Brookhaven over towards Natchez. And we're gonna take a little trip of memories. He and I are going to chat and talk, refresh some things, and I'm going to stop by a couple of churches that I pastored. Everything that I pastored here in Mississippi was right here on this same highway, Highway 84. I watched it go from just a narrow 2-lane that wound its way through these pine trees until now it's a beautiful 4-lane that already is back in a state of somewhat disrepair in places, and lets me know I'm getting old. If the infrastructure is getting old, I'm getting old with it. So anyway, we're gonna stop. We're gonna show you some things. Sister Bodie is over with her mom, and I'll throw up a picture of them. Of course, Mom is just in her house coat, so she doesn't want me to take any filming of her, but I'm going to connect it and let you see what she looks like and see what these places look like, and give you an idea of where we were at when we were young and just starting out in the ministry. All right. So coming up here on the left is the First United Pentecostal Church of Natchez. And this building was being built when Angie and I were dating, and we were the second wedding inside of this facility. That was 37 years ago, so it's starting to develop some age on it now, but it was a beautiful building. This is her home church, and so we've had some good times in it. First time we came, we had service right here in these, where this window is. They had a fellowship hall in there at that time, and that was where service was held because the sanctuary wasn't finished. But since then, they've finished a lot of it. And back here, right after we got married, there was a mobile home set up back here, and Angie and I lived in it for a while. That's where I learned how to do computer, and started working for Brother Triplett with the district office, built into the district work from that way. This was her home church. It's changed some since we were here. This is where it all got started at. Now, the Meadville church has sold and closed its doors, but there's a piece of property that they still own right here at the corner by the freeway, which is going to be a good piece of property. All right, we're coming into the big city of Meadville, all about 575, unless it's grown a little bit since we were here. Just imagine we could put everybody in Walmart inside of the city limits right here. Nope, it's gone down, 519. So anyway, not a large metropolis when it comes to cities, but Angie and I assisted here for Brother Murray when we were young. Brother Murray was the one that baptized her, and she received the Holy Ghost, and it's also her brother's father-in-law. And so he came over here somewhere in the 70s and started this church. And they've added a little bit of growth. I see it. But this is the big downtown that we're coming in, the courthouse, the center of this county. The county has got less, or around 6,000 people in the entire county, so there's not many here in the county. But this is the downtown of Meadville, Mississippi. When Angie and I came back here as pastor, Brother Murray had resigned. The church had just had a church split. It went from running about 90 people, and then the first service that we had as the new pastor, there was 45 people here in attendance. And so we saw revival, we saw growth, we saw restoration of some things. It was a multicultural church. We had some black people here that was a rare thing for that generation. There weren't a lot of them in Mississippi that did that, and we got a lot of pressure because of it. But this was the church right down here. We were 28 years old when we came here to pastor, and that was the church that we pastored for 3 years, and did those things. My office was right there through that door, and we had a very praying church. They were good about praying for about an hour before service. They prayed hard, prayed good, worshiped good, and we thought when we left that the church would just go to a higher level and greater things. Unfortunately, it suffered since then, and they recently have sold the building, closed the doors. All right, folks, we are driving into the big city of Edison, Mississippi. Now, we just drove off the 4-lane back up here to where the old highway looped through here at one time, and this was the old highway, and this right here is the city of Edison. All right, the only main thing that's here right now is the church, and we lived in the parsonage, which was painted a blue at that time, and they've added a carport since we were here. But this was the church. It looked like a sway-back mare. Do you remember that, Brian? It was so swayed back in those years. And we took that sanctuary and we remodeled everything and redid the roof structure and put everything back together again like it was at one time. And so it's looking a whole lot better than it did a few years ago. All right, so that's the big city of Edison, and we're going to loop right back around here to the highway and go on down the road, see another one.
All right, well,
we are coming up to the old campgrounds. Worked out for so long. Spend time out. We're going to go and eat with some friends. I've got Brother Phillips here with me.
Yes, that's my name. Chicken's my game.
They're redoing the front, the office that I began the first full-time office in. Over here is the new administrative office where I worked for several years. This is on the RV parking side of it, and been stuck out here. You wouldn't think you'd get stuck out here in the mud, but you can. This is the district offices. And I stayed in this office for a long time. Pardon me. And then this was my domicile right through here for a long time. I've changed it a whole lot since I was here, but that was my workspace, folks. Now, they hadn't had all this fixed up out here, but they have really fixed it up since I was messing with all this. Our current district secretary, a good buddy of mine, Dennis Davis.
Aloha.
Love you, bud. They said they just redid the boardroom. Oh my goodness, they did. Wow, wow, wow. I got in trouble in here a whole lot. Not really.
Yeah.